Here's a story. One time I was on Top of the Pops, you know, the weekly chart program. One of the last times the attractions were ever on it. And now we were on with the group who were doing The Lion Sleeps Tonight. And the guy in the middle of the number, the drummer gets up from behind the drum kit. He stands in front of the drum kit with the drum still playing. Right. He leans over and he's wearing a loincloth costume, you know, from like Tarzan. And he's got a piano keyboard on the arse of the loincloth. He bends over and the keyboard player comes from behind the keyboard. And while the music is playing, the guy plays a marimba solo on the guy's backside. Now, when we get up to mime our number, my drummer, Pete Thomas, waits until the camera is this close to him on the tag out of this song, I Want to Be Loved, this Teacher's Edition song we'd covered, it's 84. And he looks straight at the camera and plays the final drum fill on his head. I wanna be loved. We get summoned by a voice coming over the whole studio thing. Will the representative of the Elvis Costello band please come to the foot of the production stairs? I go and I'll speak to him and I say, well, what's the problem? How can you possibly say we've ruined the illusion of live television, because everything's lip sync on English TV.
Right.
When you've got a guy bending over having a marimba solo played on a loincloth and you're worried about us ruining the illusion? How is that possible?
Is it that no one ever plays live on Top of the Pops?
They occasionally would try to make Top of the Pops live, but because the studios were quite old,
right,
and the sound equipment was so terrible, you know, that
guys decided
they would attempt for a while to make it more real by having people play live, and then they realized it just sounded terrible, and half the bands couldn't play, so it made it tougher.
We once did that on Soul Train. My second time on Soul Train, I was with Common.
Yeah.
And we decided, Macy Gray was with us, so she said the last minute, yo, why don't everyone switch their instruments? So instead of you drumming, Ahmir, I was the DJ and someone else is on drums, and like we all switched our instruments at the last minute.
A thug is a lost man in disguise, the rise and fall of a nation. Even when the buildings stumble, I still stand tall.
Were you alive?
No, we weren't live. Well, no, I was. I took a cue from the Beastie Boys. Both times we were on Soul Train, we went in a week before and did a mock live version of the song, so that we could give the appearance that we were actually playing live on Soul Train.
So it was different than the record.
It was way different from the record, but you know.
So on the old Soul Trains, were they people
some
appear
of them
to be singing live?
It was the same thing with Top of the Pops.
They're singing live over track. They had us do that sometimes. Yeah. And we'd do stuff like they used to do this thing because of the union, where they'd give you 3 hours to record the backing track. And most times there'd be this agreement that nobody ever wrote down, that the representative of the union would go to the pub with your promotion man, and you'd switch a dub of your record into the box that said re-recording. So you'd basically be doing but we used to willfully re-record the records and change them, like we'd play them faster, or we'd put breaks in that didn't exist.
Yeah.
So we could say, listen, you can hear it's different. This is actually what we sound like live. And of course, the producers hated us because they'd cut all the cues from the from the album version. Yeah, and then we'd do it different. We'd be faster, and all the cues would be in the wrong place. But in a way, we thought we were sort of doing something subversive, you know. And I mean, it was that little victory of music.
Will you walk us uptown?